Paralympic technologies advancements give an unfair advantage to some athletes? I would have to say no, because every athlete can use these equipments if they choose. It is not like doping in other sports. It's just simply using technology to help you perform better. In the Paralympic universe, the use of technology should not be considered cheating. The next 5 or so minutes, I'm going to talk about how elite athletes use this technology as well as advanced equipment in their sports and the issues that arise from using this technology. Looking more into the impacts, the technological advancements that happen in the Paralympics, let us look at the accessibility of this technology and how it brings accessibility to these athletes that have disabilities. The easy access as well as inclusivity from the technology in the Paralympics has easily altered the way athletes with disabilities participate. A 2021 study by Mike McNamee, a professor at Swansea University, found that a solution to the issue of technology in the Paralympics is to standardize this equipment so every athlete can have access to this technology. McNamee et al. 2021. This research study just proves that every single Paralympic athlete should have access to this equipment to make it more fair. Making access to this technology easy as possible would be beneficial for every single Paralympic athlete that participates, as well as this would also eliminate any disadvantages or advantages that an athlete has over another. 2021 study by Yetsa Tuaklu-Wasornu, a physical medicine and rehabilitation physician scientist at Yale University, and she found that the amount of opportunities for participation for performance outcomes has increased significantly for elite athletes who use prosthetic lower limbs, mostly because of major advancements in RSP technology. Tuaklu-Wasornu et al. 2021. These findings just prove that technology can help improve athletic performance, especially in the Paralympics. This further shows how important it is for accessibility for all athletes to this technology. If we can make it all accessible, then we'll make the Paralympics more inclusive for every athlete. Knowing accessibility to equipment is essential. It is also essential to recognize the use of technology in Paralympic sports is more reliant on the athlete's skills, training, and dedication rather than the technology itself. The relationship between the technology and the athlete's abilities just shows the impact of their dedication as well as their training. A 2009 study by Gabriel Briswell Costa, who has multiple degrees in physical activity and sports science, found that when it comes to athletics, especially when it comes to wheelchair athletics, it's important to look at the equipment, specifically the wheelchair. They focus their research on mechanical efficiency and how it cooperates with mechanical power that is produced by these athletes. Most of the power, however, is lost, most of the time around 90%. Costa et al. 2009. Even with this advanced equipment, the essentialness of the athlete's dedication, training, skills, and abilities cannot be understated. It is unfair to these athletes for someone to say that all their success comes because they're using technology. These athletes have to use this technology in order to be successful as well as compete in their sports. So I don't think it's fair to call them cheaters because it's necessary for them to be successful. 2022 study by Samuel Brady, an assistant learning officer at National Paralympic Heritage Trust, found that the practice of strapping in wheelchair basketball introduced plenty of new strategies, mostly because these movements would not be possible in older wheelchair models. Also, new developments show the need for sport wheelchair to be designed as well as specialized for specific sports because these athletes' abilities just have a good relationship with the equipment's functions. Brady, 2022. The study just shows that the athlete's abilities goes hand in hand with technological advancements made in the Paralympics. It also shows that even though the technology is important, it's also important to focus on the athlete's abilities as well as their dedication and skills. If you want to be an elite athlete, you have to have all of those things. It's important to realize that we should not judge these athletes for using technology in their sports because, like I said, it's necessary for them to be successful as well as compete. Building upon the idea of easy access and inclusivity, it is important to consider the element of personal choice when it comes to the Paralympics. Being able to choose whether you want to use technology or not gives these Paralympic athletes the option to be at the peak of their performance. A 2010 study by the British Journal of Sports Medicine, a multimedia portal for original research, found that as long as technology is always advancing, more opportunities will also increase, which will create more improved athletic performance. However, this will create a challenge of figuring out which technology is for performance enhancement and which technology is necessary to perform. British Journal of Sports Medicine, 2010. This study just shows how complex this issue of technology in the Paralympics and how it could either be used for performance enhancement or necessary to perform. It's also important to respect the choices made by every single Paralympic athlete on whether they want to use technology or not. If we can do this, then it will keep the sports fair for everyone as well as keep the integrity of the sports alive. Taking into consideration many pieces around the uses of technology in Paralympics, it is important to remember that fairness, innovation, and easy access will always be important priorities going into the future. Increasing amount of technological innovations in the Paralympics has its positives as well as its negatives. This places fair play, easy access, as well as inclusivity as three priorities going forward. These three things also go hand in hand with the athlete's dedication, training, and skills. The Paralympic sports universe, the use of technology should not be considered cheating. Balancing technology and the athlete's natural abilities will be a very hard mission to accomplish in the future, but it is something that we as a society should strive for, trying to make the world a more inclusive as well as fair place for all.